think when I saw the theme, I was thinking of like how much it is to travel back and forth. Where we are from, we don't have roads. We don't have we only have one airline.
You know what $3,000 means to someone like me? It means rent. It means groceries. It means I stay where I am.
Like in the film, I looked up the price for a flight for in 2 days, August 2 to 6. Guess how much the flight is?
It's not 3,200. It is about 6,000
Wow.
in the next coming weeks. 6,000.
So when I saw that the theme is obstacles, and I thought of right away that we have to save a lot of money just to go home.
Wow.
And that's an obstacle for us. Just to go home, just to be with family, just to, you know.
That was a wonderful film. I think it struck a chord with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the distances between us. It's economical and like all that, and there's much more.
Yeah, we didn't even cover like hotel. We didn't even cover anything, you know, any of that. We didn't cover food and.
But sometimes it feels like the longer I stay here, the more pieces of me get left behind.
I really love the close-up on your face. It was really well lit, but it added so much emotion. Intensity, everything. I love close-ups, that's my thing. But when you do a close-up, you really have to perform it on spot. Like, you have to do it well. You have to sell it, and you sold it. It was really, you felt the pain, you felt the longing.
The cost of living growing up in Nunavut were obviously highly isolated compared to the rest of rural Canada. And that means we either get our supplies shipped in by boat in the summer seasons, in spring, or we get it flown in on a regular basis, which exponentially exacerbates the prices. Like with sealift season coming up, we were working up to $7 a can of soda.
Yeah.
You want a Pepsi? That's $7-8, right? And then just think about the winter seasons when you're running out of stuff, and all you have is the opportunity is to fly it in, and that goes by weight.
If the weather's good.
If the weather is good, on top of that. So we come from blizzards, we come from ice and snow. Coming close to summer, things get a lot more expensive because you're running out of rations. But if when it comes to flying, when it comes to spending an extended time away from where you live currently, such as the South, which was the subject matter, is you really have to take into account how much time you're going to spend away from home, how much you have to reserve for rent, and how much you're going to have to reserve for food. You guys might not think it's cheap down here, but it's really cheap. And this is one of the things that we're trying to portray, is that a living situation in a lot of Canada is very different. And when you're living in an isolated situation, as in certain communities in Nunavut, it's a really different story. It's a really different world within the same country. When we first come down south, is that we think we can make so much of a difference, and we make as much of a difference in our own personal lives as individuals, and then we think about the totality of our existence as a society, as a culture, and you want to make that much more difference back home, and then you're trying to go back home, and you realize how impossible it is, because you can't even afford to leave your apartment, to take time away from your apartment, because you gotta invest so much in just going there for a week. You have to take time away from buying groceries for a week and paying your rent for that week, and that's just gonna create a domino effect on the rest of your life for the next year or so. You know, like my character said, maybe next year, you know, and that's where the emphasis was. Maybe next year, because you're so focused down here where it's cheap, even though you might not realize it. Maybe next year, and that's cheap to us, where we come from.
And I hope you make a third one soon. Keep making films.
Yes.
And then this is your home now, because this is 3 films of Kino. I mean,
we can't afford to leave.
It is one of my poems. It is the only French poem that I've ever written. Typically, if I write in French, everything is very academic. And I wanted to challenge myself, and because I know that you have a Francophone Kino, and one of my friends, she's the executive director for Unsinkable. So it's a national nonprofit about mental health storytelling. And she also wanted to engage more of the French audience, as well as showcase that you don't have to tell your story through just articles. You can do it through song, through poetry, through visuals, and that's exactly what I wanted to do here.
Cette ombre peut t'aider à te relever. Alors, pense à mon chagrin. Alors, pense à ma force.
Is this your first time acting, or?
It is, yes.
Wow.
First time completely.
How was it channeling that emotion?
Awkward. But it was fun, actually.
You portrayed it quite well. I mean, it looked
thank
like,
you.
Did you have to search deep inside for something relatable, or are you just like, hey, I'm gonna...
You know, we've all got those easily reachable
Those memories.
yeah.
Like drowning kittens or something?
Well, I don't know if I'd go into that
No.
far, but you know. But no, it was a really cool opportunity.
Did it inspire you to like make films yourself, or?
No, but I would like to do some other kind of creative projects again. It kind of like invited me to this kind of space, and I like what I'm seeing so far.
I love it. This is, like I said, this is a cult. You can never leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's really cool. I like to do some other stuff.
Wow. So, Dancia, who filmed this?
I did, actually, and
there you go.
so this is my second film ever, and this time I actually knew how to zoom in and out of a camera, so improvement.
But it was very encouraging, eh? Like, look at the reaction. It was great. Were you happy with the result?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Dennis actually helped me with piecing everything back together, added the captions, added a little bit of background music as well, and I wouldn't be able to do this without him. He's the one who loaned me his equipment. He helped me film everything, and he's the one who taught me how to use his camera.
I love it. And he's not even here.
I know,
Son of a
but I
bitch.
owe it to him.
Is this a genre you're going to do more of? Like the visual poetry? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's have a moment to be really emotional here. That last film was yours. Thank you.
Thank
so
you
much
very
for
much.
that.
Beautiful.
So, you know, it's been a rough year. Yeah, I mean, where did it come from? Everything. As far as like the actual song is concerned, I was inspired by, if any of you know the song To Build a Home.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
great
watched a video breakdown of that,
Yeah.
and I said to myself, I want to try and make something that sort of sounds like that. And so I started writing the melody, and I went through it about 500 different times, and I kept tweaking it and adding things, and I settled on where the melody was, and it didn't have a name until I was listening to it, and I thought, you know, this sounds hopeful, which is not what I do ever. I don't do hopeful things ever. I'm very much like Delaney, very horror and also very depressing. And especially when you merge the two, that's where the great stuff is.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then one day I was like, I choose hope. That was the name. I came up with the name before I came up with the lyrics, and then one day I sat down. Actually, I think it was in the shower because sometimes the acoustics, and I just started like humming the melody in my head and started singing it. I went, I'm gonna sit down and record that now, and I literally recorded it once, and then I went back and I tried to re-record it, and it just didn't hit the same way as that first time, and that's what you're hearing.
Wow.
So I'm slightly off key because I'm sitting down and I have terrible posture.
But that whole film resonated with a lot of people, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Like,
Yes.
It resonated with me and resonated, of course, Natalie. I get it. I mean, I do these wonderful things. We do the photo walks. We do the Kinos. I work with youth. I work with a lot of people. I have a very social life because I get isolated and lonely easily. I spent 20 years of my life alone, locked in a cell. No, I wasn't incarcerated. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate you. I knew you would get that. I think we would all get that. I know. It feels good, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. We'll talk later. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I know. Woo. Is your hand a little moist? I don't know. Okay, whoa. Whoa.
You made it weird.
Anyways, we do this because there's comfort in the company of people. You know, you don't have to be alone, you have to create alone. And we make films and we all understand how we feel because these are images of ourselves, reflections of ourselves, and we share them. It takes a lot of guts to be vulnerable. Like, I've done it, you've done it, Stephanie's done it, Natalie's done it. You know, it's thank you for sharing this piece of you.
Thank you.
You thank us, but we thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for thanking me.
Wow. It's real, it's genuine.
Yeah, I feel just a little bit sad that unfortunately, Dennis, you finally arrived.
Son of a slow clap.
By the way, I really loved your short film. I thought it was great.
So you're filming this with your camera. It was all like visuals.
Yeah.
So when you were, did you have a concept before you shot, or you just shot random stuff and said, I'm going to put it together and make sense?
I literally would just go around, and anytime I would look at something and feel any kind of emotion, generally a positive emotion, I just was like, I'm gonna take this. I don't know, there's something about traveling on a train. It's very peaceful, but also kind of almost morose.
Yep.
I'm not using that word properly, am I?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's an arrival and destination.
Yeah, and I ended up, I remember I was talking to you about this, I ended up with like 300 gigabytes worth of footage because it's all filmed at 60 frames per second, so because I wanted everything to sort of be almost slow-mo, so I
4K,
reduced it. Yeah, 4K,
colors,
60 FPS.
It's just everything.
That's why I wanted to, if you all remember, I was on the stage last Kino filming everybody, this is why. And I was wandering around the city and I just ran into a bunch of people that were just having a good time, and I was like, I want to film this. Yeah, the first shot, it's not really an interesting story, but it's an interesting story to me. The first shot of the sunset is right next to the bridge, and right behind me were the two jazz dancers.
Yeah.
And I literally, I didn't intend, obviously, to find anyone, but I was there, and I turned around and said,
cool.
You guys are having a really good time. Would you mind if I filmed you? And I filmed them for about 5 minutes, and they were great. And then afterwards, I danced with them. It was a hell of a time.
We're creating memories, and we look back on them like maybe 10 years from now, and the memories of how we felt, who we were, and how we perceived the world back then. This is amazing. This is a photo album.
The idea of community in your films and how that brings you joy. And it's not just like you're observing, you just talked about engaging.
Yeah.
And I think that is the key in your message, and I was wondering if that was part of what you're reflecting on right now.
100%.
Okay.
That is actually...
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. It was actually the process of filming this where it was very much like I wanted to go out and just engage with people and just find people being happy, and yeah, that's exactly it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just
One day
beautiful.
you just showed up at Kino and we can't get rid of you.
No.
The first chorus, I should say, was, I don't remember, that was The Strangers Who Made Me Smile. And then the second verse started off as loneliness and then turned into finding beautiful moments. So the two guys in the bar, I don't even remember their names. They are also strangers, but I met them randomly as I was going around filming, and it became night and it became too dark to film, and I stopped in at Deacon Brody's.
Yeah.
And these guys were there, and one of them complimented my camera, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing this film, and we talked, and I was just like, hey, make a silly face, and that's what the shot is.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, it was so funny. They were awesome. I wish I could remember who they were.
This was intended to be a series, because it could very well be a series.
After we were done the project, we really felt as though this could have like a part 2 to it, but I guess, it never materialized, but hey, we put it in the universe,
You were supposed to call me hours ago.
No, we were supposed to call you when Molly showed up.
You just got here?
Ed, Monica, and I, we were in acting class together for quite a few years.
sessions. And we kept saying, oh, we should do a film, but you put 3 actors together who've never made a film and don't really have any idea how to do that. But it was like, I said, well, I know somebody who writes. We did have to hurry in that scene because it was at a loading dock at a local high school. And it was at night, and we're like, okay, we're not going to ask if we can use it, we're just going to do it. So the car squealing in and doing all that really fast was for that reason. So we couldn't cut, we didn't have time to find
we
it
did
to
it in
make.
one shot. Yeah.
One shot.
Let's get out of here.
No, let's go.
How did you like find that location, and how did you make the noise of the people inside? Like, how did you create that?
Secrets.
Just watching, when I was watching it on screen, it was crazy how it's looked real, to be honest. But there's people on the side muffled their voices and whatnot to make it give the appearance of people, you know, in the container. And the flashing light of the police, it was just like cellophane, just cellophane with the light, with the flashlight, with the blue and red, make it
It was
flat.
a bicycle light. I remember. I didn't have the lights at the
Okay,
time.
that's right. But we were like alternate with the flashlight, make it look like.
Nice.
So the magic of the director.
We made a slasher film. It's called Slasher Film. It's a slasher film about these kids who go into a little bit of trouble, have to do a little community service, and somebody hasn't moved out of the insane asylum they're converting to condos. Sounds original, right? God, no. Fuck no. It's awful. But wait, there's more. Somebody hasn't moved out yet. But halfway through, they find out that they're in a slasher film. But I never talk to the audience, and I never break the fourth wall. Now, how am I going to do that? Slasher film coming soon.
Filming is already done?
Filming is done. It was completed in, well, technically
February of 2020. We're in 2025.
last year, yeah. It was February of 2025 that we finished the filming.
Yeah.
We've been editing, we've been, working on color correction, all that kind of stuff, special effects. We're actually in the process of putting more effects into the thing, and then we're gonna step into music. And those of you who don't know us, but we both were in a band that was kind of somebody back in the 90s. Ask your moms. Don't ask your mom.
Yeah.
But
Daddy! I should know this.
but
I'll leave you in Ottawa.
we are gonna step back into the studio and make some music for the film as well. So all the music that was in the trailer, that was us.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, slasher film coming soon.
You guys are legends. I really appreciate this. Listen when they speak. It's a lot of valuable things there. Thank you so much. Was this like a green screen, or is this in your home, or what was the setup like?
Thanks to my sweetie, right there. We no longer have a dining room.
Which brings me to a very important thing. I have a few friends on the ship.
Like, this is literally the first thing I've ever done. So yeah.
Really? Yeah. Wow.
Oh, thank you. I used her camera briefly, but it wouldn't focus well. So I ended up having to buy my own, which has its own problems, but nonetheless, it works.
Yeah.
And from there, I had to learn how to set, everything from frame. I already knew about frame rate, but aperture, ISO,
You filmed it yourself, or with the help of?
No, I did it all. But I did it all by myself.
Shooting yourself
She.
Oh, is she gonna be in the next one?
Well, she's been in it already. She works the plunger.
I wondered if you did all the voices.
That is a good question.
And yes, I did.
You
I
did!
did all the voices.
Amazing.
Yes.
The master of the universe.
So is this gonna be a series? Like
Yeah, it is on YouTube. I'm only on. I'm only on episode. I'm starting episode 3 actually
That's
tomorrow.
fun. It got a really good reaction. Like people were laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good. It feels good, right? You're on the right track.
Yeah, I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
Like, people are going like, why are you doing this? And the short answer would be like, well, look at me. Like, look at me. Why wouldn't you? It's like, I grew up watching.
Because he totally looks
like
like Matt Smith. Yeah. Sorry.
Queen's she just turned 5, so I've had her for 5 years.
5 years.
It took me a minute to remember what we were doing for this shot. Then it dawned on me. Thumbnail for the last video.
You just started filming memories with her and video.
Yeah, like I not just recently. This is all from years ago. I just started.
Because it was like you get around like a lot.
Yeah, this was all last week. I was in no. This was years ago. We did a road trip to Vancouver Island and then across Canada.
What's the hardest part of filming a dog?
I imagine a rambunctious dog would be a little bit more challenging. My dog is very, very just whatever. One of the funniest tricks that I taught her was to twirl. So her twirl is like this. You know, like she shows more enthusiasm to strangers who she thinks might have treats, and I'm like,
Yes.
Love to Kino.
she just naturally sticks around and stuff, so I was able to let her off leash, and you know, and so she's sort of always, it's weird, she checks in, so I sort of know the distance she'll stay in, and really it's just about like, okay, this looks like a nice shot, so let me set up the camera and then let's, you know, walk through it, or I'll call her.
Because you have a lot of amazing lighting and sunsets and the perfect lighting and reflections.
Well,
like,
you know.
Here, dog, get in there, you know?
Yeah.
Throw like a chicken bone or something.
So sometimes it's luring, like one of the videos that I had, we went down to a rock beach, and my dog, if I throw the stick into the water, and it doesn't make a big enough splash, she'll look at me and wait for something to make a bigger splash. So I have to find a rock the size of my fist. So we got to a rock beach, and I'm like, oh, well, this will be easy, right? So I set up the camera, and for about 15 minutes, I kept throwing rocks, and she kept running up to the water, and then just, no, not that one. No. And just like, I was like, what is happening here? So, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, like, all the ingredients are here. Water, rocks, what else do you need? And just, you know, I'll be in my trailer.
They're very picturesque shots. Like,
Yes.
they could be a photo album.
Yeah.
It's a memory. It's a moving picture.
Yeah. I mean, the idea was to sort of shoot videos of me and Queens going across, or going to Vancouver Island, and, you know, going to across Canada, and doing some Ottawa shots and stuff like that. So
Hopefully the YouTube channel hits big.
we're getting close. We're almost at 1,000 now. So it's,
This was Brockville, Sunday. I'm dying. I don't do the heat well, so I'm like, this is it. This is how I die. I'm done. I look at the wall because I'm a little bit delirious at this point. And there's ants. I'm like, oh, the obstacles these things have to face. And I'm like, that's the theme. So I pulled out my phone. And I'm like, okay, what happens when they get to the end of the wall and the chords? And it's like, Mom. All right, I'll do it. So stupid.
That was so good.
But I wanted the face to be like the carnival clown.
Yes.
You know, the mouth when you enter into the like the mirrored room
So
and
good.
stuff. Yeah.
You weren't moving your face, just your eyes.
Yeah, just my eyes.
That was great. I heard someone in the back say, well, great, I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
I have been going around trying to figure out different things with lighting and getting different camera angles and doing different things that way, and it has taken up a lot of room on my computer, which is old and not able to be upgraded at this point and stuff, so everything is behind. And so I can't put anything new on my computer. I can't film new things unless I take something else off. So my goal now is to go through the footage and turn it into something, and then I can delete it off and put new things on. And that's what this was, which when the theme was obstacles, I went, I have a footage of Scooby trapped in bushes that he got himself into and got himself out of, and I went, what can I do with that?
More steps. I could do this. I could do this. Whee! Say, I did it. I did it. Did you see me?
Originally 14 minutes long, and I went, and so I went and I put in his voice, I did all of those things, and then I edited it down, which was a big mistake. So a lot of things now are just chopped off, so you'll have the answer to something that was never asked. But that's just the way it goes when you're learning new things. I figure it will improve. I've got tons of footage I haven't used, and I now have to see how the next theme fits into what I already have. I've been tweaking around trying to play with the pitch and different things and whatnot, because I have no idea how to do things with sound, so this is my introduction and try to play with it and try to put things in, sound balancing of dialogue versus background music and all. So many challenges that I would not have anticipated. But it gets better every time I try something new, which is exciting.
That was our proof of concept for the feature that you just saw the trailer for in the first half.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody hadn't put the dots together.
It says here he went nuts and killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, but there's a lot more to the story than that clickbait bullshit.
We made a previous film, and the experience was not wonderful. A lot of crap went wrong. A lot of stuff.
But we learned a lot.
Yeah, we learned a lot. But this was okay. You know, let's try pick it up and see what happens, see what we learned. And it came out, and we kind of looked at each other and went, "Damn, we can make a movie." At which point I said, "Okay, we're shooting here." And Kevin kind of went, "We are?" I go, "Yeah." Because again, you need to set a deadline. So we just set a deadline and said we're shooting the first week of 2025, and that was it.
The park bench audio was really clean. How'd you get that? Oh, is that Judd?
No. There's very little ADR in there. Actually, the only ADR in there is actually Kevin's noise as he gets broken. That we overdubbed just because it wasn't practical to get the sound at that point. No, that's good, decent wireless mics. Actually, that's just a couple of Rhodes GoPro wireless 2s, and then it comes down to making sure you know how to get the positions right.
We did have a boom as well.
We have a boom as well, although I don't know how much of the boom we used on that shot.
Not a ton. We didn't have a lot of overhead.
Yeah.
There's always a moment in every filmmaker's life when they say, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna make a movie. And it either happens or it doesn't, or it happens in a really weird way, or maybe it's not quite what you wanted, but it's never going to be what you want. And honestly, the film needs to be released, and you need to get it out. I was asked by someone in the community, what's the film that made you think you could do a movie? Honestly. And it was kind of pointed and put to me in a pretty harsh way, but it was a really good way for me to really focus and think. And that's the film that made me say, I can make this, because I started during the pandemic making lists. What would I need to do this? And I had this little whiteboard in my office, and it just had a little tiny corner note to myself, and then it had a schedule and a bunch of check marks. And the problem is I got to the bottom with all the check marks. So it's either shit or get off the pot. And everybody asks me, hey man, how did you do it? And I always tell them the same thing. Look down. That's how you do it. And you guys as a community are really showing me, who doesn't get to come out and see these things too often, what you can do, and it's really fucking cool. We get what I call splinters in our brains, though. It sucks. They hurt and they bother me, and I have to pull at it and pick at it. It's how I used to get songs to come out. I used to write, and I have books and books and books, stacks of books, all longhand written from my days in The Haunting and my days in Pale. And those stories come out of me the same way, but the second it comes out, it's such a relief. When you go, well, picture's locked. Now you got to put it in front of people. Mm-hmm. Now you have to put it out there on the internet. Now you got to put yourself out there, and it's hard. Mm-hmm. But as artists, we are driven to do it, right?
Yeah.
And there's the nod.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out and supporting Kino and submitting films. Please, I hope it encourages you to make a film, even if it's like what I say, 30 seconds. Make a film, feel good about yourself. This is the place, a safe place to do it.
Yep.
We'll see you next month. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Yay!